Hi, this is Nancy L.T. Hamilton in the same outfit that I had on in the last video. Weird. Anyway, in this video we are going to make washers. And because washers are fun, you will like washers, especially if you're going to do the solderless bead video that follows this and the disc cutting video. So if you haven't already seen the disc cutting video and you don't know how to make this, please go and watch that first. And right now I'm going to show you how to make discs. So hold on to your seats, girls and boys. So I've got my circles drawn like I showed you in the disc cutting video. And what you really need, I can't think of any other way to do this. If someone else can, let me know. But these are disc centering plugs or center positioning dies, depending on who makes them. This, I believe, is a Swanstrom set. Now, they say they're designed for that set, which I have no doubt that they are, but they also fit into my sets. So make sure when you're purchasing center positioning dies that they are going to fit into the holes in your cutter. Like, I need to go get a big cutter because I don't have one for this. It's also an excuse to get another tool or this. So, but they do make these bigger ones. So basically I use this set, this part of the set here right now. So I'm going to talk about the use of the centering dies. We'll call them centering dies. So the first thing with these is you don't cut the whole disc out. You cut the center circle out, and that center circle is going to be dependent on what size you want the hole in the middle of your washer to be. If you're doing making the bead, the solderless bead that I'm talking about, it will depend on the size of the tubing that you're going to use for riveting. So choose your center punch size depending on the need that you have for your project. So I need to get something, so I'll be right back. I forgot something, sorry. So I forgot the tubing. This is what I'm going to be using for the next set of beads. I'm going to make this 3.5 millimeter, looks like. So I made a bunch already. And this is what they should look. Well, don't look at the ugly side. Look at the cleaner side. Although these aren't perfectly clean. And here's one that I made that's got a bigger hole. You can actually cut these almost all the way to the edge. And Rio Grande has this really cool bracelet that they came up with over here using the washer design. These are all, they have oval, square, and triangular washers, and rectangular. So that's a really cool idea. I'd never thought of that, so I was pleased to find that. AutoFry also carries these centering plugs, or centering dies, whatever you want to call them. So, onward. So I wanted to make my center hole so that this tubing will fit inside of it. So I'm going to try to find the closest match. I'm pretty sure it's that one. You can make it smaller and file it out if you want a really tight fit. File the circle out, but I'm going to just go with the slightly bigger. This is just a hair bigger than my tubing. So this is the one I'm going to use first. You also need to determine your outer size. In this case, I'm going to be using, not that, I'm going to be using this one. So these are my two cutters. Oh my god! Just get so frustrated with my brain. Punches that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to get set up, get rid of all these dang discs that are everywhere, and show you how to do it. So the first thing that we need to do is, with our small punch, is cut out the center hole. So I do this. I take my circles and I just kind of eyeball where the center is. Once again, this is not meant to be completely, perfectly lined up. It's just to see it easier inside here. So I took that little dot I just made and I centered it in the little slot where I'm going to put my punch, which you probably won't be able to see, so we're not going to try to show you. But take my word for it, I tried to center the little dot. And then I have my little pinch. Oh, wrong hole. Let's hope I lined up the dot in the right place. Yes. Sometimes I'm not as stupid as I look. Okay, this doesn't feel tight for some reason. I guess I forgot to tighten it down. Alright, we're tightened down. I have to move my Lisa out of the way, and I probably could just use my little hammer for this. So 1, 2, 3, fingers gone. Oh, what a wussy hit. So there's our centerpiece, and I save these things because you can solder those suckers onto stuff. So eloquent, aren't I? Okay, so now we've got the center of our washer cut out, and it's totally not perfect, but it's good enough. So the next thing you need to do is have the centered positioning die thing that fits into the hole that you're going to be punching in. So I need to move my shim to the other side. Why did the other thing come out? You did. Okay, move shim. Shim moved. Put metal in. And this is where these dies come in. So you take the die and you put it in upside down with the point down. And the concept is that the point is going to fill in that area. So now we know that this is centered. And so I'm going to keep it in there and tighten this thing down, and it won't move. Okay, so now we're tight. I can take this out. Satisfying sound. Lubricate my punch and get ready for a big bang. Okay, all filmmakers and cameras out of the way. Oh, stand up. Because this is a bigger disc, so it's going to take more of a whammo. There we go. Ah! And it slid off onto my desk. I hope I didn't damage it. Okay, so there we have our... Oh, why I'm so weak today. Another thing is brass is a little harder to hit than the copper, so that could be one thing, but it's annealed and it's 22. So that's that. Isn't that cool? You've got a washer, and there's that and keep disappearing tubing, and it fits on my tubing, so perfect. So with my God, I say so a lot, don't I? Oh wow. With my Pepe set, because it doesn't lock down, I do a slightly different dance to get the die centered in here and to cut it, and it's a little more iffy because if it moves at all, you know, you're off center. But what I do, and I don't know if this will help you or not, if you have this set, it may. I've lubricated this, and what I have to do is put the centering positioning die from behind and center it on, and then I've got it held with my back finger, and then I take the die, the punch, and I push through and drop out the back one, and then keep my hand on this because you don't want it to move, so you want to keep it squared like that. And then when I hammer it, I just pray it doesn't move. So it's a very technical way of making stuff, so that tightening system is a really good idea. I want to also mention one of the reasons I just, in the prior video, I talk about I just bought this like Ikoi set, and one of the reasons that I got this is because the Swanstrom has this tightening bar on it, which I think you have to unscrew it to take it off, and I just kept thinking about swinging a hammer and whacking that thing by accident, and then also I can't use it in my hydraulic press. It sticks up too high. So, just thought I'd mention that too. So now I'm going to give it a whack. Get in whacking position. Goggles. Okay, just hope this dull set does it. Here we go, ready, and yeah, baby. And it's not centered. Is it? No, it's centered. Is that centered? It's as close as I'm going to get with this video at this point. Now, another cool thing that you can do with these washers is you can make half moons with them, which will take me a second to get ready, but come back, and I'll show you how to make different shapes with the cutter. So if you want to make little moons, cut out your center hole first, probably a little bigger, and then you want to put it into the cutter off angle, so you don't want to center your hole, and you're not going to use your centering disc die. So see how that is off center. So I'm just going to slip. You know what, I forgot again, because I'm an idiot. It's my shim. So I'm going to do this, tighten it down, and then we should have a little moon. No, not that moon. Okay, here we go. Let's hope it goes on the first try, because I'm getting tired. 1, 2, 3. Dude. And there we have moon over Miami. Isn't that exciting? So if I'd made the center circle even bigger, it would have been more moonistic. Another new word. I'm going to start my own dictionary. Call it Nancy's Nibblings. That's another new word. So anyway, enough of my babbling. Thank you for coming. This is Nancy L.T. Hamilton saying happy disc making and washer making and bead making. Namaste.